Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age on the MysteriousJG. So, I did off-screen a little bit at the end of my last session, and I don't get this. I just fully explored this zone. So I just had a kind of abandoned video because I spent a few minutes talking about stuff and blah blah blah, and then changed a bunch of gambits. I was walking through Y, and then I noticed, oh, that screen there is grayed out, but I remember having cleared it before. I must have hit the wrong load. I'm sorry. And I even joked to myself, oh, I better get rid of this. Lethal's not going to be happy. But then, after I cleared this place again, I realized, oh, wait, it's grayed out because I haven't discovered the official map for this new section. So, I'm goofy either way. I also off-screened my way to the boss, the optional boss, and let's put it this way. It took so long to freaking get to the boss, I should have just recorded. But I was trying to rush, and that was actually making me do more poorly. So I got to the boss, and I'm not going to give anything away, but I think it's probably doable, so I want to take a crack. The only other thing I said in the abandoned video is, while on the Gambit screen, you get the picture of your character to the side, and while changing Ash's gambits, I kind of went on to a little aside about Ash and how I like Ash as a character. I'm enjoying Ash more than I remember having enjoyed her. I think when I first played this game, I was comparing her directly to Yuna, who I like Yuna. Yuna was very much designed to be likable. And Ash, I was comparing directly to Yuna, but she's a very different character. She's much more, like, Yuna's whole thing is that she's constantly blushing and not confident, but underneath it all she has great strength. Ash is in a way the opposite. It's not that she doesn't have strength, it's that she goes in full bore and she has a lot of confidence born of her position as royalty, but she keeps having to face the fact that she actually can't do everything. It's not even so much that she can't do it without the support of her friends, it's that some of these things I'm trying to do just may not be possible at all because I'm taking on, like, armies here. So I like her character, much more serious, much less humor for her than, say, Yuna. People compare Van and Titus, I think, mostly based on the character physical design. But, no, but the thing I do notice about Ash when looking at this portrait is her seriousness is somewhat undermined by the red, like, short shorts. It's not, are they short shorts? Is it like a micro skirt with the big slit up the side? No, it's not. It kind of makes it difficult to take her all that seriously. When they have the plot scenes and you're seeing, like, close-ups of people's faces and they're having serious dialogue, it works. Then you actually switch to combat and you've got her in particular, because Fran, she doesn't talk that much. She's not really that big a part of the plot. But Ash, it's like, yeah, you should look a little more dignified considering your role in the story. I'm sorry. Also, got switched to Balthier because of something that happened off screen while re-clearing this room because I was afraid that I hadn't cleared it and that I'd saved without clearing it and had chosen the wrong slot. We got hit with a trap that gave us disease, which meant no one could be healed, and while going at, like, quadruple speed to clear the room quickly, Van got killed. So even though we brought him back, it meant that for a short spell, I was forced to pick a new party leader. So you've seen me kill these guys. You know I can. I'm going to just not fight them unless I have to. But there will be situations in the screens to come where we do have to fight them. Damn it. Gladius. Okay. There will be situations where we have to fight them because other enemies will be hostile to us, and when we fight them, it'll provoke the bombs. 12 LP? That must have been like a rare mark that I didn't actually realize. Larsa. Oh, never mind. It's an enemy. So we did hit the oil bug trap after all that. Nugget of iron ore. Well, other than possibly the Gladius, none of that was stuff that I think is... some of the chests that drop equipment, like equipment that's high-end for its point in the game, do not respawn. Anything else that you get in a chest, the chest respawns. It's not a big deal. What I'm getting at is I'm going to back out and get rid of these damn status ailments and just not re-explore that little corner with all those traps in it. Then I'm going to peacefully pass by these bombs without provoking them. Hope this isn't a Mimios or Mimet or whatever they're calling the Mime. The brother of... oh man, I'm blanking on his name now. The character who actually forges the ring in the ring cycle. The Ring des Nibelungen. Albrecht's brother's named Mime. Whatever the jumped up mimes in this game are called. I think Ald is watching. I find myself wondering if Ald is familiar with the ring cycle and is into the Wagner stuff. Because I know he's into a lot of fantasy. You know, Aldragon may well know the Germanic legends that Wagner borrowed from more than he knows Wagner. I don't know. Mimeo. Yeah, Wagner's a tough one because, you know, genius musician and all, but some of his views that he espoused were in some of his writings, his personal writings, just like might not have been the most progressive guy. I mean, he was a man of his time, I suppose. But then after he died, some pretty bad folks decided to kind of claim his music and add it to their political thing. So, but anyway, but all those Germanic legends, it's weird. I mean, all these characters are basically the characters from the Norse epics, but with different names. So you're like, wow, that Wotan guy is an awful lot like Odin. Well, yeah. Me, Bobo, and the rest of the family went to see... Let's see, this is the thing. Some enemy down there got hostile, and it triggers the bombs. We can handle the bombs at this point. You know I'm reasonably confident if I'm using fast forward mode. The problem with using fast forward mode is that I'm going to drain my healers of their MP before we get to a save crystal and replenish it. Anyway, yeah, me, Bobo, and the rest of the family went to see De Valkyrie at the opera one time, and the guy who played Wotan played him like freaking. He was a bit more, bit bulkier a guy. Not like a fatty, but he was kind of like a bulkier Ronnie James Dio as the King of the Gods. It's pretty awesome. Oh, a diver, a soul survivor. You're the one who's queen. And now we get our map of... Oh, it's a Barheim candle. The candle reveals hidden areas on your map of the Barheim passage. Which basically just means it's a map of these areas. I don't know why they don't just say it's a map, like just call these two dungeons by different names. Barheim East, Barheim West. But basically what the game is saying is we already gave you a map called Barheim, so now we're just saying this is the same map, but these are hidden areas. And there is, you'll kind of can spot it there if you're really looking for it. There's an area where there is no connection, and we're going to have to make one. But this hidden item that gives us all the hidden secret details doesn't tell us how to do it. So I'm calling it a crock. I'm calling bullshit on this thing being revealing all the hidden secrets. Hey guys. So, in theory, you can give yourself an easier time if you pick off and engage the undead when they're really far away from... Yeah, I could kind of tell that one was a mime. I think I've got the visual cues down and should stop, like, checking all of them just to be sure I don't miss loot. But it's tough. And damn it! That is the worst trap to hit. I have no way of undoing this status. And to tell you the truth, we're really not... I mean, the save crystal is right before we get to this room, which is pretty clearly the boss room there. So we kind of didn't make it far enough to try to push forward with the status ailment this nasty. I think we're just going to get out of here and try this again. And do even less engaging of enemies. If possible. What's ironic about all this is that the self-destructive bomb enemies are the ones who don't actually have an issue with us unless we start one. You ain't start none, ain't gonna be none. As I believe was the catchphrase of Static Shock. Okay, now I know I'm moving at turbo speed, but guys, please don't take that as an invitation to ram into all the traps. Okay, I believe that is the trap that I hit that gave me all the grief. So we will ignore it and try to whip down the stairs here before we... Ah, damn it. Is there a point at all to coming down here? Guys, stay up there. I have to say, I really hate the trap mechanic in this game. I hate that detecting traps in advance doesn't give you a way to disarm them. Marsa, I hate you most of all. We just lost all of our MPs. I couldn't quite tell if there's a treasure down here. But you can detect traps, but you can't do anything about them. Fucking annoys me. So, I guess we're doing this again. Believe me, guys, only because of the, quadruple speed running mechanic that you can do, this probably is faster than me going through the menus and making them fucking feed themselves ethers all day long to recover from leech. And certainly when they get the disease status ailment, I can switch to the girls, but there's... I may need them just to get to that save crystal. Because, again, rushing around, not being careful, as I plan to be once we get to the main area, may have been part of the problem. But I was definitely struggling a bit, kind of limping to the save crystal before the boss. But I think at this point, I shouldn't make promises, but I think at this point, I just kind of have to finish the rest of this journey and not make my way back to that save point anymore, regardless of any misfortune here. Even if I hit a disease trap, I think I've hit the point now where my patience is rapidly disappearing, and I just need to Damn, I thought him parrying that one might have knocked him back just far enough for us being in combat to aggro the bombs, but we got lucky. Now, if this guy is a mimic, he's not good. If he was a mimic, we might have just aggroed those bombs. And for a minute, I thought they were fighting us anyway, without us attacking them first, which... Certainly the game allows for the same species in different rooms to have different AI, like the dinosaurs. They're actually the same exact enemy from the first screen of the game. Those dinosaurs that won't attack you, but if you attack them, they'll kill you with one hit. They are the same guys who showed up in the north part of the Ester Sands. But when they're up there, you're supposed to be able to deal with them, so they actually attack on sight. Oh, Larsa, you suck. And Bash is really kind of low on MPs right now. I don't know if your MPs regenerate over time when you're not in the party. Let's find out. He's at 107. I know if he stays in the party and doesn't fight, just walking around will bring them back slowly. I always like to have Ash and Van be the party leaders. I feel like they're the main characters. He's still at 107. Like, if he was just taking steps and not using MP, it would slowly come back if he was in the party. But I'm curious if it'll come back if he's not in the party at all, because that would actually be handy for us. Okay, so we'll explore over here, but well, that's certainly annoying. These guys are using blind, eh? One of the very few things that... One of the only 2 spells Ash has is the one that can cure that, so that's handy. I don't have to waste the MP of one of my healers. A Scathe Moot. Alright, guys, let's see if we can get a good disease down here. I sense the bane of my existence here is Larsa, because I can't change his weapon, which as far as I know is the only way I have to affect how close they stand to the party leader. Boy, that was worth the considerable... That was worth the slow, careful... Fran, don't you fucking dare. Well, it was only oil. Kaganui. See, I knew that there was some stuff that was worth getting down here. So Kaganui, I believe, is a new... no, it's a ninja sword. How could no one have the license for it? Oh, I know why no one has the license for it, because Ninja Sword 1 is the only Ninja Sword license I didn't get, because with Van, you literally could not get everything on this board. So you can get Ninja Sword 1, 2, 3, or Yagyu Darkblade and Mesa. So unfortunately, we're finally getting Ninja Sword, fortunately we finally get Ninja Swords, which are apparently a pretty cool weapon. Unfortunately, even though there's more Ninja Swords in this than there are any other, I kind of figured that they were the weakest and chose instead to make the more powerful ones from later game available. Because what I'm getting at here is that in order to get this, we had a White Whirl or Fulminating, whatever the heck. We had our Quickening slot here that had we selected this one, we could have got this. But instead I chose not to. So that's why no one can use this thing. Now we got oil, which will suck if enemies hit us with fire magic. I also think we've pretty much established that Bash is not getting his MPs back when he's not in the party. But at this point I've switched, so I'm not going to switch back for you know, just a moment. Anyway, here we are. We're trapped. We can't advance. What are we supposed to do? Well, you are supposed to come over here and hit the precarious card, which I figured out by just wandering around and looking for things to interact with. This is not something I got from a fact. Now Lars is dead again. Now they're casting Reflect. Pinello is dead. That's annoying. And they are now using fire magic. Let's bring back Fran as well. This is pissing me off. Oh, I have no idea. Well, the bombs are coming down here now and beating us up. That's not helping. How did I get down to 59 potions? I must have been using them like candy at some point. I'm gonna just try to keep Fran alive long enough to do balance, and that might take care of this. We're gonna just let the girls die here. And hope the boys can handle this, and if they can't, I will be really, really annoyed. Because we'll basically have just pissed away a whole video. Like I said, though, this area, I was having some trouble here for sure. Have I got some hopped up enemy here? Oh no, they've got Reflect on. I gotta make sure we finish this. I feel silly using this on regular enemies, but there is a save crystal before we get to the boss, so I'll get the quickenings back. But I do feel very silly having to use quickenings against these regular enemies. It's going really poorly right this second. And I think maybe it was the Reflect that was messing me up. So the Cure Magic was reflecting back and nobody was attacking them, probably. But as long as I do enough hits to trigger the bonus thing at the end that hits all enemies, this should wipe them out. No, it's fine. This is a game mechanic. It's here for a reason. You're supposed to use this when you need it. But it's just bugging me. Feels like a cheat, and then if this doesn't allow me to get out of this, I'll really be annoyed with myself. because while I remember having some trouble last night, I was farther than this before it really went poorly.
My regards.
Give my regards to death guys like yourself. Oh, this should be enough. Ah! Yeah, the randomized battle chatter they do during their mists things is very silly. Okay, it didn't finish them. So I've got to stop Balthier from... Who's left? Dead Bones. Okay. He's got Reflect. I got to make sure Balthier doesn't use magic on it, which right now is not happening. He's casting Blizzara, which might just wipe us all out if we're not careful. We did manage to take them out. Don't know how Larsa still... Oh, Larsa got oil while he was in the party with the girls. And not even death, apparently, can save you from oil. This has been a bit of a train wreck, but that's okay. I really don't want to spam Phoenix Downs because, like I said, I don't want to give away too much, but in my early efforts to fight that boss, just to see if it was even plausible, it has a tendency to just do automatic death type stuff, which you can recover from because it's not doing full party wipe type attacks. It's doing... I will cast death magic on one party member kind of stuff. So it's like if you're not willing to lose anybody and bring them back with items, it's going to be extremely frustrating. If you're willing to do that, you're probably okay. And now these guys are back. And Lars is dead. We got one of them, but damn. Well, it'll probably all get better once Bash gets his magic off, because they use Protect. Aqua didn't kill it quite as good as I thought it would. We got Firestones and a handkerchief. So honestly, what I need to do is probably call it a video. And before I go to the next screen, I just need to run around in circles a little bit and get some MP back for Bash. I know that's silly, but it's a viable strategy in this game. I'm MysteriousJG. Thank you guys for watching. When we come back next time, I hope we'll have a video that goes a little more smoothly. See you then.